All right, so we have a self-made crisis at the border right now, courtesy of your Democrat Party today. It's plainly obvious what's going on. Anybody with any intellectual honesty could say that. Of course, since liberals are neither intellectual nor honest, they won't say that. First of all, they deny there's a crisis. They try to say that there's nothing wrong at all. But then in the same breath, they say that what's going on is a result of the Trump administration. So which is it? You really can't have it both ways. So let's examine this. What happened day one when China Joe took office? He signed executive orders that, of course, stopped the building of the wall. He also stopped the asylum agreement we have with Mexico, where they'd have to wait in Mexico before they come over. He made it so that they have to come here. And then, of course, what's going to happen? They're going to set a hearing for them, and they're not going to show up to it. They're just here. He also stopped the deportations from occurring. Everything's going to be catch and release. So all of these things, what does that do? Of course, not having a complete border, they're having a porous border. That's all part of it. They're going to be able to flood in anywhere that they want to. That's by design. All of this is welcoming. All of this encourages the problem. They're trying to say that because Trump fixed the problem and stopped it, that it created a flood, and that's why they're coming over now, which is bullshit. It'd be kind of like if you have let's say you're a manager of a box store, Walmart, Fry's, whatever the case may be, and you step down and you have a good story, make good profit, but then someone else takes over and they suddenly put up a sign that's saying shoplifters will not be prosecuted, trespassers will not be prosecuted. Then all of a sudden they've got a problem with people loitering and people coming in and stealing and breaking in and blaming the guy before it was his fault because he wouldn't allow this. That's basically what you see going on. Also, with these kids in cages that we heard about nonstop for the last 2 years, all of a sudden now they're protectional facilities. They're there for their own good, and just because he cares so much and he's so humane that he's taking care of them there. There are some in Texas that are 700% of their capacity. One thing nobody talks about is, of course, the Kung Flu China virus that's coming over. They're infecting it, and then they're just releasing them into the public. I've said before that I think the whole thing is no big deal, but they've made a big deal of it for the last year, and now they think it's okay for them to release all these people in the public that are sick. Of course, Texas was smart to get rid of all these mask mandates and to finally open up at 100%. And of course, they're going to try to release all these sick people, which of course is they're going to try to blame their mask mandates when of course they just have sick people coming in that they're not being tested or being released. This is all completely by design. It's plainly obvious. What happens is you create a crisis, and of course, what does government do? They take advantage of a crisis. This is Saul Alinsky. This is Rahm Emanuel. Never lose the opportunity to take advantage of a good crisis, I think was the line. So what they're going to have to do is say, oh, it's too far gone. We're just going to have to give amnesty to everybody. All the illegals that are here are going to be legal. Everyone that comes over, we're just going to have to let them in, and they're going to have to flood our communities. That's another thing, too. I'm from Yuma, which is a border town, and it really saddens me to see the mayor going on and talking how 500 people just dropped off. Here you go, all yours. Gila Bend, another small city in Arizona, they did the same thing. They just dropped them off. Here, it's your problem. So because the federal government is not going to do their job, they're putting it on these localities to have to deal with it. And of course, they're going to have crime because they bring crime with them. They bring disease. They bring poverty. So that's certainly not going to help any of the communities around here. This is the deal. So, of course, it falls in line with Cloward Piven, too. If you overwhelm the welfare system, you crash the whole system, and then you install something else. So, of course, they're going to bring in universal basic income, which people are getting used to getting checks sent to them now, which, yeah, I guess it's okay. It's fun to get a little funny money here and there, but what's that going to do to the currency? It's going to devalue it. People are going to get used to just getting this universal basic income, and why strive for better when the government's going to take care of you? It's all part of just tearing us down. This is just one thing. They're going to, of course, it's going to overwhelm the healthcare system, so they'll have to do away with insurance and push in Medicare for all, which, I'm not going to take part in that. And by the way, if you have the government paying for everything, you don't think they're going to regulate you to death because we're all in this together. We've seen it now with these worthless mask mandates. You have to do your part. We're all in this together. This is what you must do. what's going to happen then? You must be forced to buy and eat these certain foods because we're all in this together, and we can't have you getting sick. They'll regulate everything you do. They're going to do away with uh, leisure activities. If you want to go recreational, I should say, if you want to go ride a dune buggy, if you want to go off roading, well, you could get hurt doing that. They're going to get away with that. Of course, they'll get rid of smoking, which I'm a non-smoker. I don't see the point, but some people like it. Alcohol, I'm not a big drinker. I like to drink sometimes. They're going to certainly go after that because that's bad. That causes health problems. But yet, a lot of these places a lot of these states, you see legalizing weed, and people don't seem to see an issue with that. That's probably worse than any of that. But pretty sad state of affairs we're seeing now, and it's only going to get worse.